is out there thinking that he beat somebody, he should have knocked my son out. He should have stopped my son in the condition my son was in. And you got to beat the champ to be the champ. I don't give a fuck, but I know that Eddie didn't want us to win. All right?
But that's remember, leading up to the fight, it was all about really Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. Leading up to the fight,
how come the doctors fucking let him fucking fight? The commission, the doctors from the commission, they let him fight. And you heard what the doctor said. There was no way they could not hear that shit in his lungs. No fucking way. It was a setup, bro. They fucking let this kid go in there and lose his life because he could have lost his life, and I would have fucking sued the shit out of those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to stop that shit. Because the fight was too big to stop. No, bro, you don't do that to an athlete, bro. It's like we're fucking meat now, bro. Like, they don't care about us. You know, the specialists from Bellevue Hospital said that there's no way the doctors from the commission, the doctors before the fight, didn't hear that. Didn't hear his fucking lungs. No way.
But also, there's always gonna be some accountability.
There was nothing we could do about it, and I'm not putting fucking excuses, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that boy will never fucking beat my son, and he didn't even beat us because my son had the best knockdown. That motherfucker looked hurt like a motherfucker. We never looked hurt in the fight. You know, my son just looked, you know, out of gas, and that's because of his lungs. You know, so we're coming back at 140. We fight Zepeda next, hopefully get that fight.
Yes.
And that's going to be a great fight for us because I know that Josh Taylor ain't going to want to fight us. So we got to make it a mandatory. So the only option that I have right now, you know, is Zepeda. And though, you know, they fucked us with that decision. You know, we still strong. You know, I said it all the time. You know, the only way that anybody could beat us is by health. I always said that every time, you know, and because I have an asthmatic kid, you know, and this happened to him actually when he was 10 years old. You know, we was fighting nationals in the amateurs, and he won the fight, but he fought 3 rounds, bro, without air, and he collapsed at the end of the fight. He collapsed in the corner. He got an outstanding ovation because the paramedics had to come in and, you know, give him some air, and they took him to the ambulance. He was sick for almost 10 days, bro. Like he wasn't coming back because of his oxygen levels. So I almost lost him. You know, I think that happened for a reason. I think that made him strong. You know, because I was gonna lose him. They were just gonna disconnect him because his oxygen levels were like, they're supposed to be like somewhere around 98 or something, and he was like at 94, 95, and it was not coming up, and he was in the ICU. The same scenario happened right after the fight.
Yeah. And
we didn't know that how serious it was until he was in the hospital, and they told me that, you know, they actually gave him 50-50 chances of survival. And when they told me that shit, I was at the hotel. My wife went over there because they don't allow nobody in, but they allowed my wife in. And when they told me that, I ran to the hospital and I said, fuck it, I got to see my son. And I almost got into a big fight with everybody there. And they allowed me to get in. And man, I was there for like 4 days, just fucking crying and crying, bro, you know, because not only did they took the fight from us, you know, this kid fought the way he fought. You know, we don't put excuses. You know, he fought with a fractured elbow. We didn't say nothing about that. I mean, my son has fought with a broken hand when we beat William Silva for 7 rounds. You know, his bones were popping up. So we don't put excuses on that, you know, because every boxer doesn't go in there 100. You always have fucking fractures. You always, you know what I'm saying? You always not 100, but you know, when you have a hole in your fucking lung and a hole in your throat because you're trying to fucking hydrate back because you know my son has been at 135 for fucking 8 years. I should have let go of those belts right after Lomachenko, man.